19 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour. Apologies for that break in transmission. Well, we're back. The program is Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Mary Okon, and this will be your most authentic news experience. I always promise you that, and then, you get nothing less. Welcome, because this is Nigeria's number one when it comes to the best presentation and best radio station. Yes, you can take that to the bank. As usual, we start off the show with the big three stories from our national daily, stories that are trending on social media, and of course, the biggest stories on the pages of our national dailies. Well. The biggest of the stories, ladies and gentlemen, is Peter Obi's recent speech about if you ask me, delayed speech after the Supreme Court judgment. Remember, Atiku Abubakar had spoken about it, reacted to it, and then, of course, apparently a week later, Peter Obi emerges with his own position and stands on the Supreme Court verdict. Well, that's the biggest story. Second biggest story is the US's advisory on the state of rising terrorism in the country. Are you shocked? All right, the other story here is off-cycle elections. The military and security agencies talking tough and also vowing tough actions for ballot box snatchers and others, in other words, to saying it's time for you to sit up, because this elections were not going to be, it's not going to be business as usual. But will you take their word for it? Welcome to the show, Lagos. These are the stories we're looking at. I'm going to go into them in detail when we come back after the break. The phone lines will be up. Apologies if you're trying to call. It will not come through. The phone lines will be up in a minute, so just bear with us. Welcome to the show.
Credible journalism, bridging the gap between people and those in authority. With Hard Facts, you are sure to get only the facts.
Tune in to Hard Facts with Marianne Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, let's look at the big three stories for today. First big story: Supreme Court willfully condoned violations of Constitution, said Obi yesterday when he addressed the press. Well, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, has described the Supreme Court's ruling on the 2023 presidential election as flagrant betrayal of Nigerians' faith in the legal system. Now, for those of you who did not listen to that presentation, I'll give you some background. Now, Obi, at a press conference in Abuja yesterday, said the country's democracy was the main victim of and a casualty of the court's decision. He said that the Apex Court exhibited a disturbing aversion to public opinion, just as it abandoned its responsibility as a court of law and policy. I'll let you into more of it as we go on. I'm just going to race the clock before we go on the break. On the issue of the elections, yes, the off-cycle elections, Imo, Kogi, Bayelsa, it's just around the corner. And of course, tensions are rising and things are heating up. The security agencies are saying we're not going to stand by and watch all of this go to ash. So we're going to make sure that we have free, fair, credible elections alongside security. But the question is, can we take their word for it? The military and Inspector General of Police, Kayo Egbetokun, have declared a battle against hoodlums who may be planning to snatch ballot boxes during Saturday's governorship elections in Kogi, Bayelsa and Imo states. The security chiefs threatened to deal with troublemakers, just as the police authorities said they had deployed 67,000 personnel of Kogi, to Kogi, I beg your pardon, Bayelsa and Imo states respectively. Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State and his counterpart in Bayelsa State, Doye Duri, are seeking re-election, while the Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State is rounding off his second tenure and is supporting the All Progressive Congress's candidate Usman Ododo, whom he anointed among the aspirants to win the party's ticket. So, of course, the big question here is, can we take security agencies for their word? We're not saying that they don't have a right to say what they're saying, but we hear this all the time. We're going to be on top of it. We'll leave no stone unturned. But we all saw what happened during the governorship and the presidential elections. So should we lose sleep over it? I'm just asking. All right, let's move away from that. There's been this advisory that's been going out by the U.S. government to its citizens who are in Nigeria or coming into Nigeria. Apparently, they had said they be careful about some of the very big hotels. They probably got a tip off about some terrorist activities that are going on. And the federal government did not take this very lightly. Yes, and this is what the federal government had to say, that the advisory can create panic and affect the economy. Some background? Okay. The federal government has condemned the recent travel advisory by the United States of America to its citizens in Nigeria, saying such advisory caused needless panic and have adverse economic impacts. The U.S. had on November 3 warned its citizens in Nigeria of elevated threats to major hotels in the largest cities in Nigeria. Elevated underlined threats to major hotels in the larger cities of Nigeria. Advisory, however, said the Nigerian security agencies were working to counter the threat. Now, speaking at a briefing, 2 weeks ago, if not last week, that I said, could it be that we have abandoned the issue of security to become a back burner issue? Have we dropped the ball? And I remember some of your comments on this issue. But Lagos, these are some of the stories we're looking at. And of course, the federal government has responded to Peter Obi. Yes. They're saying, look, in fact, I will come back and give you what they said. But then the phone lines will be up in a bit. But if not, send us a WhatsApp message. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM and on YouTube. Post your comments on the live stream. I'd like to read and hear from you when we come back from the break. The program is still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. These are the big three stories for today. We're tracking them for you. And of course, allowing you to join the conversation, because that's what we're about. Yes, let's stay with us.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories.
For today, unfortunately, the phone lines are still down. When they come up, I'm sure that you know. I'll let you know. But you can send me a message via WhatsApp. You can send me via WhatsApp. I will be glad to read from you. The phone lines are still down. You can also join the station on X. Yes, I have to get used to it. Use the hashtag Hard Facts on X. We're live. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're live also on our YouTube, so it's Nigeria Info FM on YouTube too. Go ahead and post your comments there if you can watch us, or if you're watching, you can just post your comments there. We'll be glad to read and hear from you. Until the phone lines come back up, we'll have to make do. Or better still, you can call us via Skype if you're listening from outside of the country. One Nigeria Info on Skype, or maybe you're listening now and you still want to call in. You can try calling us via Skype. Okay, One Nigeria Info on Skype. Let me go back to the big stories today. I did tell you that the presidency attacked Obi over the stands on Supreme Court verdict. I did say I was going to give you some background to that. Now, the presidential candidates of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, the presidency and the All Progressive Congress yesterday disagreed on the Supreme Court ruling which upheld the September 6th verdict of presidential elections petition court and affirmed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as winner of the February 25th poll. Addressing journalists in Abuja, like I told you earlier on, Obi said that Nigeria's democracy is a victim of the Supreme Court's judgment, lamenting that the court ignored the evidence to identify theft, rigging, and all of that against Tinubu, vowing that the opposition to bad policies had started. He said, "This is just the beginning of the struggle." Now, in a quick counter, the presidency asked the former Anambra State governor, who got power in Anambra via an apex court, to look for a better vacation, stop casting aspersions on the judiciary, adding that courts don't base their rulings on public opinion. Also, the All Progressive Congress faulted what it called Obi's haughty sense of entitlement, saying cases are won on evidence and law. There you have it, Lagos. We've got 8 minutes on the clock. Hopefully I can take all your thoughts and your comments. We're live. Facebook.com/ Don't call me on WhatsApp. I cannot take your WhatsApp calls. Sorry, Robert. It's not happening. You can call me via Skype. Well, yes, go to Skype, Nigeria Info on Skype. I can take Skype calls. But you can just post comments on Twitter. That's X. Use the hashtag Hard Facts, or better still, go to our YouTube live stream on Facebook also and post your comments. I would like to read from you. In the meantime, let me go to WhatsApp and read some of the messages that are coming in. This one says APC government should concentrate on the issue Nigerians have on ground. Must commend every opposition what they said, or are they using it as an excuse? Okay, well, thank you. This one says, good afternoon, Anne. Who's Anne? Look, everybody's fighting for their pocket. Okay, he says, concerning Obi, in as much as I personally appreciate all his efforts, the last general election, however, I advise him not to run our judicial institutions down outrightly. He should remember that this institution was once a platform through which he became governor of Anambra for 8 years. Bayo from Mowe. Thank you, Bayo. This one says, good afternoon, Marianne. After these big three, other news don't make meaning to me anymore. I just like listening to your voice. Robinson from Ikeja. Okay. This one says, good afternoon. What going? Yeah. I don't know. I think, don't worry, the website and the app should be working now. We went up for a bit. We had a little, downtime, but we're back up. So restart your app and then you can hear us. All right. Thank you. This says, Obi should have remained silent on the Supreme Court judgment. We all know what the quality of our judges are today. It's the same as it was 10 years ago. Judges of today are more concerned about wealth than upholding the Constitution. If you doubt me, just read the valedictory message of Justice Datijo. Olushoga Ajayi from Ikorodu, thank you for your message. This one says, good afternoon, Marianne. Forget whatever hope INEC is giving about the, I'm sure you mean, oncoming off-cycle elections. Let's stop deceiving ourselves, he says. There is no election in Nigeria. Rather, selections are made by INEC and the judiciary. Take all of it. Chima from Surulere sent us that one. Okay, Chima, you seem not to be in a very good mood today. Robert here says, I don't trust INEC. They failed us. Okay. Can I say we're sorry on their behalf? Well, I should just shut up. Okay, I'll shut up. Good afternoon. This one said, my lady. Now, wow. The federal government should focus more on taking that big decision that will save the Nigerian economy. CK Sunday sent us this message. Thank you, CK. Another message here on WhatsApp says, okay, this is from Rashid in Ibeju. He says, good afternoon. If we don't wipe off that 1999 constitution, this is how it will all continue to be. Wipe it out? Or should we have a constitutional amendment? Or do we literally jettison it and have a brand new one? Is that what you're suggesting? How long is that going to take, and how much money do we have that money lying around somewhere when people have already bought SUVs that cost 200 million and yachts have been delivered and billions of cars have been billions of naira being voted to buy cars for the First Lady? I mean, the list is endless. Nothing there that helps us to maybe vote for a constitutional conference of sorts. I don't know. Maybe it might be in the works. But is it a priority? Can it be a priority? I don't know. Okay. Facebook.com/NigeriaInfoFM. That's where you can go also, because we're live on Nigeria Info, our Facebook. We're also live on our YouTube, so you can go to Nigeria Info FM on YouTube. Post your comments there. If you are listening, we would like to read from you and would like to hear from you, okay? The phone lines are still down. Once it comes up, I promise you that we will bring it up and allow you to talk to us. In the meantime, I'm reading your messages. On YouTube Live, Blair Anya says, countries with sound leadership look out for their citizens. So the US has done well in issuing the advisory. Instead of being combative, as usual, the federal government should beef up security and seek answers. Thank you, Blair. Gabriel Oladiji says, what's up with your app? It's not connecting. Like I said before now, we had a little downtime, just a little downtime. And then I think that the app is up and running again. But if it's not, restart the app, log in and log out and, restart it. I'm guessing that it'll be up because we did have a general downtime. But it's back up and running. So go ahead and try it. Blair again here on YouTube Live says, Mr. Obi has every right to feel the way he does. It's a democracy. APC cannot bully him out of politics. Okay. All right. Well, join the conversation. We're looking at the big stories for today, and I want to run through them again for those of you who are just joining us. Of course, the biggest story is Peter Obi's press conference yesterday. He did talk about the fact that the Supreme Court condoned the violation of the Constitution, and the federal government did hit back, of course. Let's take this call on Skype from Azu. And I want to run through them again.
Hello,
for those of you
Azu,
who are just joining us.
can you hear me?
Azu, can you hear me? I'm sure you can. Can you hear me, Azu?
I can hear you clearly.
All
Can
right.
you hear me?
Yes. Good afternoon. Go ahead, please.
Your app is doing like this, is doing like this. You know that that senator that I'll say is doing like this, is doing like this. I've restarted it several times, but it's still doing like this. But it's okay. I'm watching from YouTube.
Okay.
Marianne, nice talking with you again. For the people that are crying that the U.S. government is, throwing spanner to the wheel in the economy by making that announcement, have they forgotten that it is who plays the paper that dictates the tune? Are they shouting for their orga? These are people that you go go begging, for loans, and they are actually not even talking to you. They are telling their own citizens, concerned government, trying to protect their people and saying, oh, look, no go here, no go this beer parlor, no go chop rice for here, based on our intelligence, and you are saying it's going to affect your economy. If you're doing your job, with another country being in charge of your security, interfering in your security, I don't know if I'm making sense or I'm doing that. It's not, getting this whole thing. Let's assume that you're doing your job very well. We're not going to pay attention to some intelligence from one FBI or CIA because we believe you. But the point is, we don't even believe you. That is what you are trying to tell us. We know you're not good. And that's why we won't believe those guys. Even me, they're not even talking to them. It's not an American citizen. I'll pay attention because I know you're not doing your job. Mm-hmm. Let them stop crying and stop shedding crocodile tears and sit up and do their job. The federal government should stop blaming the U.S. government for taking care of its citizens.
Okay. All right.
Have a nice day, Maria.
Thank you very much, Azu, for calling. We appreciate it. All right, we're still taking your thoughts and your comments. Go ahead and join the conversation here. If you do have a Skype app, well, you can call us while we wait for the phone lines to come up. But if not, just send us a message on WhatsApp. I will give you the WhatsApp numbers in a bit. But I want to quickly go back to read some of the WhatsApp messages. And first, Facebook Live, Sheon Clark Baduru here said, Mr. Peter Obi is 100% right. Supreme Court simply legitimized illegitimacy. Okay. Thank you very much for your message. Let's go to X and see some of the messages that are coming in here. Someone says, Osita Dimma Eze here says, if you should tell us what page 27 of the deposition by the CSU registrar stated that the certificate submitted to INEC did not emanate from CSU evidence of forgery. They should tell us whether it was that or not. Okay, Osita, thank you. This one's from Ushihol, at Ushihol here on X. He says, if you sell off your brother for a pot of porridge, even the buyer won't trust you ever again. No Nigerian takes INEC seriously anymore, especially after the sham election of 2023. Even APC supporters don't trust INEC because of their disgraceful actions. Okay. Osita Dimma again here says, APC, I'm sure you're repeating yourself, Osita, but thank you. Amoyasan here says, Nigerians have had over time heard assurances from police, INEC, the army, civil defense, and other security agencies whenever election is on the way. The truth is, INEC is a failed institution in the eyes of those that it worked for. I don't understand this last part, but thank you very much. Ayotunde is calling us on Skype. Hello, Ayotunde. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Hello,
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to speak towards what Peter Obi said and just elaborate a bit. You see, apart from the fact that the legislative arm of the government can make laws, the judiciary can also make laws whilst interpreting whatever the legislature has written. So them sticking wholeheartedly to the letter of the law is very wrong. Because when times it is a principle of law that if in interpreting the law, injustice would amount, then you tweak it up and that becomes the precedent. So honestly speaking, it's very shameful. It's very shameful what happened. And that's just all I have to say.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate it. All right. Well, we're still trying to get our phone lines to work. When it does work, don't worry. You will be first to participate. Jude Henry tried to call us. Were you flashing up? You can't. Anyway, I'm still reading your messages on WhatsApp and on X. I have to get used to saying X. On WhatsApp here, this one says, the APC-led federal government should understand that it is not about Obi, that it is about the economy of our country, Nigeria. Nigerians are now the opposition irrespective of our party lines. Cost of living deeply affecting the people. CK, thank you. This one says, Dominic from Akute, in Ogun State. I just feel for Peter Obi and other people who think the runnings of Nigeria can be changed. The only thing is that if the current constitution is not wiped out or rebranded, no one can ever change the corrupt practices in the country. Do we know that the individual that created the constitution and handed it down is still alive, meaning no one can touch that constitution? It's interesting to me how we make up these things in our heads and just regurgitate it. No one is untouchable. If we do decide that we're going to change it, then we will change it. One person can't tell us that we can't do that. As long as that person is not our president, the person has no such powers. But okay, I mean, a lot of us are given to conspiracy theories, and I mean, I really don't judge you. It's okay, it's your opinion. This one says, somebody's here toasting me. Samuel from Arekpo. It's okay. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you and God bless. All right. This one says, good afternoon, Marianne. Yes, Obi is on point, and we don't even need Obi to tell us to know the harm APC's Tinubu ambition has inflicted on Nigeria, both home and abroad. Look, next election, people will come out. I cannot read what they say. Should they send you? I cannot read this message, all of it. No, sir. Thank you. God bless you, Jeremiah from Ikeja. If it is you that they send from the village, I bind you. It's not me. What? All right. This one says Nigerian governments are one after the other. They just love being unnecessarily and erroneously defensive when the US issues travel advisories. Is it government saying US should not give advisory to their citizens in the country despite its colossal failure to curb insecurity? Collins in Ikorodu, thank you for your message. It's a great question. This one says APC has a lot of what did I just say? APC. APC has a lot of work to bring Nigeria from the gutters. They are supposed to be the ruling party, not the opposition. Okay. I've got 4 minutes. The APC government thinks that people are against them for saying the truth. If they want Nigerians to be happy with them, let them do things right. Okay. Very, very good message. This one says, can you be responding to the things that we're talking about? Everybody's sending me messages that they love me. I love you too. Let's the love spread. All right. AY, thank you very much for your message. I appreciate it. Okay. All right, I'm going to try again to see if I can read some more messages. But if you're calling us via Skype or Nigeria Info, just you can call us if you're listening from outside of the country. We're also live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info. Also on YouTube on Nigeria Info FM. So please go there and post your comments. Unfortunately, the phone lines are down, and that's why we're not able to take your calls. Hopefully, it will come up in a bit so that the conversation can flow better. But now I'm reading your messages on Facebook and on WhatsApp and on X. Yes, I have to really get used to saying X. Okay. 07. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. With Twitter, on X, when Nigeria Info 99.3. Why am I calling the phone lines? Someone here on Twitter says, whenever Peter Obi makes a statement, ABC. Wow, people are really wild on Twitter. He says their conscience will keep judging them for the fraud against Nigerians. You guys need to really be careful the words that you use on social media and off social media. Come on, be a little seasoned. Okay, you're being a bit uncouth today. This one says Uzodimma from Relay, please. The question I want to ask is to know if Peter Obi is the problem we have now. Please let APC tell us how they want to rule Nigeria. Please. Okay. I will tell them. I will ask them. This one says, if anyone thinks APC will leave power for any other party until 2050, they are joking. APC is determined to plunge this country into an abyss of darkness, penury, hunger, and death. Wow. You guys are not playing, are you? I've got 2 minutes before we go for the break. And don't forget, on the other side of the clock, oh my goodness, we're supposed to have the Lasma PRO. He's going to join us via telephone. Hopefully the phone lines will be up and running at the time so we can have that conversation with him. So if you have any questions for Lasma, the Lasma Public Relations Officer and spokesperson will be joining us on the other side of the clock, which is at 4 o'clock. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info, broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itimian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. And on this program, we don't do them say, only the facts. All right, I think I have a lot of toasters today as opposed to people who are responding to the messages. See, Nigeria's problems are huge and enormous, and we need to hear your voice on it. I know that I am trying. Thank you, and I appreciate all the love that's coming. Thank you, David. David says, Marianne, I love you too. Oh, Nigeria matter, they tire me. But your voice resonates hope, Sha. A beacon of what sounds like hope. Oh, David, I appreciate that. This one's from Edwin Asukwa. He says, Goodluck Jonathan gave us hope about our electoral processes, but Buhari and the APC has taken us back to the dark days. So sad, he says. All right, thank you very much. Samuel Narekbo. Oh yeah, it's okay. Thank you very much. I've got 55 seconds. Abde Bomei Joshua Olalekon here says, God bless Nigeria. That's all he has to say. He can't come and kill himself. Yeah, I get it. Final message. This one says, okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dominic, for this message, even though I don't need to read it out. I want to apologize once again for the phone lines being down. We're trying to get it to come back up. We had a little downtime, and that's why everything is just still taking it's sweet time to come up. But on the other side of the clock, we're hoping that all of that will be fixed. And when we come back, we'll be talking to Lasma, because it's very important how you commute in Lagos, where you park, where you're not supposed to, where you're supposed to turn, where you shouldn't turn. And if you're being harassed or, being fleeced, I did give out those numbers yesterday. I will give them out today again. But the Lasma spokesperson will be joining us on the 4 o'clock hour on Hard Facts. My name is Okon. We'll be right back after these messages.
Get breaking news, updates, and the best of talk.
Women have to work twice, even thrice as hard for them to get things that just come so naturally to a lot of men who feel that leadership is their right.
We're in prisons for how many years? For 6 years, 8 months. Were you going to court from prisons then?
Yes, but before I started court, it took me 2 years.
Just being in prison?
Yes.
Without your case even started at all?
Confinement.
You were there?
Yeah.
Here on your number one station for talk, 99.3 Nigeria.
More talk, news and sports after this.
The I Beg to Differ debate tournament is back. Secondary school students in Lagos will file out in the I Beg to Differ school debate tournament to test who deserves the crown. Head to head.
You also mentioned that traditional rulers are symbols near to God power. This is not correct.
Some Muslims have respect for their traditional rulers. This is even more of a threat.
Point for point.
Terrorism, which is a serious issue in academics, would only escalate rapidly.
How can erratic rainfalls, drought, and flooding help agriculture?
Greatest of rebuttals.
Every single speech made by politicians are already being manipulated by the media.
Well, my rebuttal to that is that who that one helps.
And the smoothest of closings. I Beg to Differ school debate tournament on Nigeria.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria.